straight out of Krypton. Crazy motherfucker named Jor-El. There's a few comic books that I know well. And you know why they follow me? Cause I talk about games and technology.
And we're live. Okay, yeah, just like that. It's like magic. Boom, we're live. Welcome to No Wi-Fi on Kandor, NWK podcast. Live from Earth 2.
Greetings, other Earths.
Yeah, so you hear that unfamiliar voice. Barry Allen went back and fucked the timeline up, so we ended up with another member. So we ended up with another member. So I'm here with Jay, as usual, the artist and tech enthusiast.
What up?
Adam, Mr. Fact Checker Supreme Extraordinaire.
Hey, what's up?
That was long.
That's what she said.
I'm Greg the Daydreamer and General Speculator.
The Gregorian.
Yes, the Gregorian. And this is Jiminez. Jiminez. Oh God.
Garcia.
Knew it.
Garcia, Velez, Santiago.
8-bit Jiminez. 8-bit Jiminez, yeah. Or 8-bit Jimenez. Look, guys, we gotta... Alright, I'm just gonna let the audience know we're struggling on whether to call him Jiminez, which is how you actually say his name, but then people have trouble saying it, so traditionally a lot of people call him Jiminez. And then there's 2 J's on the show, so we have to... It's just very confusing, so if we mess that up, which we will, sorry. Jiminez.
Let's proceed.
Okay. Anyway, this episode is focused on not all, but we'll try to get to all of the reveals at San Diego Comic-Con 2018. A lot of shit went down. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff got revealed. I don't even know why do I host this show? I'm the one who messes up the most words. I can't even talk. Right. So yeah, there was tons of reveals. Could you just Adam, can you just say some of the categories of reveals, just the larger categories?
Well, of course, there's all the movie trailers. There's comic books, there's TV shows, there's there's video games, well, one video game mostly, sci-fi shows, and just other TV shows that's not quite
animated movies too, right?
Oh yeah, animated movies, big time.
And trailers, movie trailers. Wait, or did we count that with movies?
Yes, Greg.
Well, yeah, obviously they don't show movies at Comic-Con, but yeah.
Sometimes
I don't have the list in front of me.
Sometimes they do.
Oh, they do?
They actually show trailers, yeah.
No.
Like surprise trailers.
No, I know that, but I'm saying they don't show whole movies. They show whole movies?
Sometimes, special, like when you come in there, they'll do special things just for that hall. They'll be like, and you guys are the first people to watch this animated movie, or maybe it won't be the whole movie, but like maybe the first 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
In fact, I think, there was a Star Wars one where they, after the movie, after they talked about it in the panel and everything, they invited everybody to go to a concert, to a Star Wars concert.
Oh, and what? They basically is that where the stormtroopers were all dancing and stuff like Disney World?
No, I'm not sure. I think it was just like a regular concert outside, and they were playing all the movie music and everything like that. It was simple. I don't think anybody was dancing.
That was just Greg's dream.
Yeah, he wants
Quick
to just
question:
see dancing.
Have any of you guys ever been to a Comic-Con?
No.
Yes. Oh, I heard one yes. Who said that?
Jimenez.
It was
It was you. Please elaborate.
It was I.
Detroit?
But yeah, it's called Motor City Comic Con, and this is the one they have every year at the Suburban Collection Showcase in Novi.
Okay, so for people outside of Detroit, it's Detroit, kind of. Detroit metro area.
There is a Detroit Comic-Con that's held at a Cobo Center, Cobo Hall.
Hobo Hall?
Yeah.
Hobo.
Oh, wait.
Cobo, not Hobo.
I was about to say that has to be a joke.
It's not, though. It's really not. It's...
Okay, so, yeah, so what was your experience like? Was it anything? I know the San Diego one is huge. That's why they do all these reveals here. For some reason, that turned into one of the biggest ones.
It's a little out of my pay grade at the moment, but yeah, I would say the Motor City Comic Con is definitely worth checking out. You know, they usually have a pretty decent array of talents and meet and greets over there. But
who did you see? Who was the biggest person you've seen there?
The biggest person I've seen so far.
Oh, you've been more than once.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know.
That would have to be Michael Rooker.
Oh. Drax?
Michael
I mean, not
Rooker.
Drax.
Yes.
What's his name?
He's the one who plays
Yondu.
Jonta.
The whistling guy?
Yeah.
From Guardians.
Ah, I like that guy.
That's him. Yeah. It was a pretty nifty experience.
Okay, so apologies to anyone that's listening that we're not going to get to everything. I know everyone has specific tastes that they're probably thinking like that you want to hear about. Oh, I wanted to hear about this about Comic-Con or that. But we picked the ones that kind of we lean towards liking or found that we find important to us or that, you know, that we're interested in the most. So sorry if something doesn't get talked about as much. But what do you guys want to start with?
That's what links are for.
Yeah, but we can't have a billion links. There's so many things that got revealed, man. I guess we'll just have to put a lot of links.
One link that has a billion links in it.
All right, so the ones we absolutely have to get to is Shazam trailer, Aquaman trailer, DC Universe app, Titans trailer, which wasn't debuted at Comic-Con, but we have to talk about that because that goes in the DC Universe app, and Venom and Uncanny X-Men. What do y'all want to start with first?
Shazam.
Shazam? Okay. Let's go.
Shazam.
Shazam.
Okay, so the first thing, has anyone ever said Shazam and then they turned into a grown adult with powers?
No. For me, it was the opposite.
He just turned into a baby.
I kind of reverted back into childhood, but with age.
So you still have like a beard and everything?
He's like a Benjamin Button.
Full beard, back hair. No hair on my head, though.
Alright, so I'll start. I'm gonna start with you, Adam, because you're gonna provide the context in which the foundation in which we leap off of here. What do you make of the trailer just itself? Are you hyped about it? And you could talk about a little bit about the character itself too, Shazam, in relation to what you've seen and what you think it's gonna be. What's your general feelings?
Okay, well, probably gonna surprise Touchdown, but I actually liked it.
Oh yeah, sorry Touchdown. I think all of us liked it.
I actually liked it. I think the costume is booty, but my part of why I like it so much is I know that it's a kid's movie, you know, and my nephew is really into Shazam. Watched the freaking animated movie over and over again, and I know he's gonna love this.
There's a standalone Shazam animated movie?
Oh, it's Superman and
oh yeah,
Black Adam and Shazam. It's pretty cool,
and it is really good too. It's really good. I recommend watching.
I've had to have seen that movie like 100 times because babysitting my nephew and stuff. But
I feel like a lot of the DC ones are really good.
The animated movies,
yeah. They're
especially the older ones,
top notch. Yes.
I heard the new Death of Superman was really good, though. I've heard good things about it.
Gotta watch that.
That one, like I've seen it, and that one I thought was actually pretty good. It's like I said, when I watch them, I'm trying to see how close. Obviously it's going to be they're telling their own story, but like whoever's writing it or whatever. But I think this one came pretty close, and I think that's why so many people were actually happy with it.
Yeah, so back to the question, Adam.
Already going off topic.
Yeah, that's fine though. That's fine. That's what we do.
Go ahead. What was your question?
Yeah, so what's your general? I think your feeling from it. You think it's gonna be good?
I think that I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I know it was what I expected it to be. I know that actor from he was on a TV series called Chuck, and he's kind of wacky like that, so I expected him to be kind of wacky like that. I knew that it was influenced by the movie Big, which is another movie I loved from childhood, and there's some references to it, I think, in the trailer. And the worst thing about it is really the suit. The suit is terrible. I
didn't respond to Touchdown Tay on the Facebook status on purpose because I wanted to talk about it here. But he was saying I don't really know why he didn't like it. He was like, "Oh, it looks so bad," and I'm like, I don't really see how you're gonna mess up a Shazam movie. You know what I'm saying, Jay? How bad can it really be? Because if
it's
you look at what Shazam is supposed to be, yeah. Okay, I'll put it this way: based on what you've seen from the trailer, I should say, how off is it really? That's
it's
exactly
pretty
what Shazam is.
Yeah.
He's just he's like a kid in a grown-up's body.
He
does silly stuff.
I will say I prefer the older interpretation of Shazam where he's younger, he's more childlike. So when he talks as Captain Marvel, it's actually kind of weird.
Copyright.
Yeah, they had to change that.
I know.
Yeah, there's a long list of characters that are pretty much identical in the DC and Marvel universe that they had to change.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were battling it out for a while.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you, Jay, the original Jay.
Original.
So what do you make? What do you make of
Okay, when I first seen the actor, I was thinking, wait a minute, he's kind of towards more of the comedy thing, And I was thinking, I wonder how's that gonna work.
But Shazam is kind of supposed to be comedy, though. Like on his own, what would he be?
Well, yeah, okay. I could see where Touchdown. Well, it all depends because even though he is a kid that turns into he's a kid. Okay, he turns to an adult, but. Like Adam was talking about with that movie that has Superman, Black Adam, and Shazam in it.
I still go by
Captain Marvel. Right, Captain Marvel. What really got me was the one thing when I was watching the trailer, I really didn't care about nothing else, the costume, nothing. What I wanted to see was that one scene where he's in the train.
Uh-huh.
And then the door opens up and he ends up coming out. That's the same way that they did it in the anime.
Yeah.
When I seen that, I was like, okay, I'm sold. Because if they can keep, if the detail, if they can keep to it that good, then I figure, the rest of the movie would be good. And yeah, it looks like they chose him because it's gonna be kind of playful. Because even when you watch the Justice League, the animated series,
he acts like that.
He's kind of like, a klutz a little bit, but it's only because he's a kid. You know how kids
but he jokes all the time. Stuff. Even in Young Justice, he's just like, all he does is joke and mess
Gets
around.
Overly excited and stuff.
The only reason it seems somewhat serious is because there's so much serious characters around him that balances it out. If he was by himself, if you just
if you've seen him serious though, if you see his character playing like more serious roles, like there's sometimes in Justice League and other animes where you see Captain I keep trying to say Captain Marvel, but when you see Shazam as there's a scene where he believes Lex Luthor.
Spoilers.
I think that was that spoiler. Was that in a Justice League episode, Adam? Or
a Justice League
where
Unlimited.
Unlimited. So there's
Greg hasn't seen it yet.
Please don't mess that up for me.
It's so good. But he does. I know what you're talking about. One of his powers is the wisdom of Solomon. So there are times where he shows off that he's much more mature and he has he has knowledge beyond his years.
Yeah, it's like something takes over him. So they could play around in the movie, but when it comes down to it, like in the beginning, him learning his powers. Well, I'm hoping that they do, and they don't kind of get to all hung up with him just being some kind of little kid that's just getting stuck into a situation, and then where even though he meets this villain and everything's serious and he's starting to realize, oh no, I'm in over my head, that, that he's not just a kid the whole movie. You know what I'm saying? There has to be times where, basically Shazam takes over, where it takes over. It's like Adam was saying, and with the wisdom, and he just, becomes more like an adult. Because in that Justice League episode, I'm sorry, Greg.
Do I have to take my headphones out real quick?
Maybe.
Okay, hurry up. But there's basically a scene where he believes Lex Luthor. That Lex Luthor is telling the truth, and he's trying to be, I guess basically trying to make up for all his bad deeds and stuff. And Superman.
You got 10 more seconds.
Go ahead.
and basically Superman, who's had so much experience with Lex Luthor, doesn't believe him for anything. So there's a fight scene between him and Shazam, which is a really good fight scene. Because to me, if Superman never came to Earth, Shazam would be the most powerful human on the planet.
Go away.
But if you watch the Justice League Unlimited, try and locate that episode. I'll try and see if I can find the exact episode, but that's a scene that you must watch. There's another one, Adam, remember where they're trying to get into a base, and Shazam is he's with the military, and he's trying to stop them. He's trying to stop Superman.
You're mixing it up. That's actually Captain Adam.
Send me a message when I can come back.
Was that? No, that wasn't Captain Adam. There's a part where
Adam, you hear me?
Yes, it is.
Send me a message when I can come back.
Yeah, I will. You are. You're mixing it up. He's a military guy who wears the suit, and he's like nuclear energy. No, I'm not talking about him. There's a scene. It's like in the desert. It has Amanda Waller, but she's like fat. It's the fat one, and Lex Luthor's with her, and he's trying to get all like. There's a scene where it seems like he's trying to get all romantic with her, or some shit. Like he's trying to get at her because I guess he's into power and shit like that. But she turns him down. But there's another scene with him and Superman. But those scenes right there, the whole point is Shazam on a whole nother level, where it has nothing to do with him being a kid or nothing. Like the way they made him there, basically he's Superman, but he's all about what he feels is right. He has the naivety of a child.
Exactly. So he's like, well, no, the government is our military and stuff. They help us. They do that. He doesn't see nothing wrong. So I'm hoping that's the kind of Shazam that they eventually get into towards the middle and end of the movie.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. It'll be about, a kid growing up.
And as far as the suit,
Alrighty,
though, I think
I got the message. I'm back.
No, but all right, we're talking about the costume. As far as the costume, that's what I was talking about.
That's an absolutely ingenious way to take over the show, Jay. You just figured it out.
No, but I'm just saying. Remember we were talking about before in the past episode where it's hard to have a comic book costume go into a live action TV show.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why comics can be better.
This is why, because they actually kind of did that here, and
it looks weird.
Yeah,
I think it could. It would look fine if the guy actually buffed himself up instead of having all the padding.
Yeah, fake.
And two, if they didn't have an LED in his chest. If it was something else, if they use CG or if they just it was just a pattern, it was part of the suit and not a glowing light, then it would probably look a lot better.
Right. I mean, because imagine him standing next to Superman or a Batman. He's gonna be freaking glowing and shit. He has a bright red costume on with like Adam said, with an LED light. It's just it doesn't look weird.
You know what's one of the other things?
I mean, it looks weird.
That we were talking about in the other comic episode where we were talking about just from being in a different time when these comics were originally written. It's like now he's in this trailer. You see Shazam like walking past, like trying to charge people's phones with his little electricity.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's just like that's just so different than what the old Shazam.
What
like there weren't phones and stuff. You know, it's like they have to exist in a new world, which is so crazy.
Yeah, because
sometimes.
he came out in 1941.
Oh my goodness!
I believe.
Speaking of the old Shazam, does anybody remember? I think it was probably the late 60s. I know we're not that old.
TV show.
But does anybody remember? I think it was a Hanna-Barbera series that they had going on.
Hanna-Barbera?
It was an animated show?
Series?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it came on back in the day.
Yeah, I've seen some clips of it.
I'm pretty certain.
So, Jiminez,
What's up?
You don't seem to have much opinion on this, or maybe I'm misjudging.
No, we just.
What do you think?
Not by much. I would say Shazam as a trailer, like, it's one that I'm least excited for as far as DC goes, but I am kind of pleased that they kind of went with the innocence of Billy Batson's character and kind of staying true in their own way. I gotta agree about the suit though, but so I mean, it kind of adds
the
to
wackiness,
like the whole corniness of it.
Yeah.
So I think
are you not? Were you not?
One thing that
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think something that would have made it better if they kind of would have captured like the 80s vibe with the spray paint glow as opposed to the LED on his chest.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
That's what Adam said.
We'll see how that goes.
Are you just not that big on Shazam? I mean, he's not really many people's favorite character. You know, he's always been like more of a sidekick.
I would say it's like a lot of DC. Like my scope of knowledge is very limited on DC. That's pretty much a product of growing up with mostly Marvel comics.
Right. But you know the Justice League, and
Marvel
I mean,
guy.
I was never really a big Shazam guy, and I watch Justice League, and I've been watching as Adam knows, Young Justice. Even though I didn't watch any more episodes, it's been a hectic week, so I'm still stuck where I was.
Yeah, see, I mean, thus far the way he's been portrayed in animation is what inclines me to actually give this movie consideration.
Right. But what I'm saying is, even me liking what I like now, like Young Justice, I've been watching it and I really like the show, but Shazam is still just like a meh character to me. He's just like a side character.
Yeah, he's
kind of. So for him to have his own movie, it's just like, for me, it's just one of those things where I'm just happy there's so many superhero movies. You know what I mean? It's just another one that I get to watch that's connected to the DC extended universe that I love. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, ugh, you like the DC cinematic universe? Yeah, I do. But that's for another discussion for another day. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. It's probably, I would say, this movie doesn't have a potential to really be anything more than like a solid B, you know, for going from F to A.
Know that.
I that's what I think though. Based from what I see, I don't see. It just looks like it could be like a B+ movie. Unless they change the character, I don't see how this movie would be like, oh my God, it's so good, you know?
Yeah, well, that's fair, you know. And I think the thing that I like the best that's going on right now is with both DC and Marvel coming out with movies that have lesser known characters.
Yeah, I do like that.
I think it's I think it's a wonderful thing for the children.
Okay, so anyone else wants to say about Shazam? What they want to see? What better be in there?
Well, like I think I pretty much said everything when he wasn't here.
Well, what about Black Adam? Isn't that supposed to be one of his main villains? And I heard he wasn't going to be in it. I heard he wasn't going to be in there or something like that.
That's what they say, but it could always be a stinger.
Who knows? But he is dope. Like, I gotta say, he's probably one of my favorite villains.
And he's gonna be played by The Rock, who looks just like him.
Just like him.
So,
just like him.
That could be really interesting.
Yeah, but if he's not going to be in this movie, maybe they're saving him for Shazam.
They could tease it at the end, after credits scene or something.
I know when they first announced it, period, like when they were just saying, "Oh, there's going to be a Shazam movie," I didn't even care about I didn't even I didn't even care about the hero. I wanted to see Black Adam. I was like, "Oh my god, that villain! Like, he's just so dope."
That's how kind of how I'm getting with Batman now. Whenever I see something with Batman, it's just like, who's the Joker? What's the Joker gonna be like?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Right. Yes.
I don't get it. I'm lost.
He's just got cast as the Joker.
Oh, for the solo Joker movie. We'll see. Well, I heard Leto's getting one too. Standalone Joker movie. So the DC Marvel, the DC cinematic universe is just a mess right now, and I'm still holding on. So if I can not be an idiot really quick and pull up my notes, I will get to the next question. But yeah. All right, so what's next? We got I'm gonna let you guys pick.
Well,
these.
just in case anybody wants to know, though, Aquaman's coming out. Well, we didn't even talk about Aquaman, but Shazam is coming out April 5th, 2019.
Oh, okay. You said April 5th?
Yeah, April 5th, 2019.
Smell a birthday present next year.
It's gonna be Keisha's birthday present.
Oh, she's an Aries too?
You don't know how many people we know that are born in April.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Aries. Tell Keisha.
The horns.
Let's give Keisha a shout out right now. That's a shout out. I like you.
Shout out.
Aries.
Keisha.
All right, so I'll let y'all pick again. Well, I'm not gonna say I'll let y'all like I'm your parent or something.
I'm gonna let y'all pick real quick.
Can we please?
All right, children. Which one do you want to pick this time? Aquaman, DC Universe app, Titans, Venom, X-Men. Where are we going with this?
We started with movies. Might as well go right into Aquaman.
Okay, trailers.
Aquaman it is.
Then it'll be Venom next after that. Then we'll close it out with Venom.
Yep.
Were there any other odd trailers other than those? Well, the Titans. Okay, let's just get to Aquaman.
Yeah, we have Titans.
All right, so basically same questions. General thoughts on the trailer. All right, I'll start with that. How about Jay?
Identity.
So yeah, Jay, general thoughts on the trailer. Do you like it? What do you think it's going to be like?
Actually, I've never really been to much of an Aquaman fan.
Nobody has been. No one's really. No one grew up an Aquaman fan. You're not alone.
I'll say I like Aquaman. I didn't think he was that cool, especially based off of.
Oh yeah, what was the joke? What was the Aquaman joke on Family Guy?
Oh my god, on Family Guy.
He was like, what did he say? Oh, if there was some water here, you guys would be so done or something. What did he say? When my fish buddies get here, you're gonna be in trouble.
They did a lot of Aquaman stuff. It was just funny as hell. But you know what? Ever since I'm not good with names. Who's the actor? Adam?
Jason Momoa.
Okay, Khal Drogo. Khaleesi.
Right. All I know is that he hit that. So
Khaleesi.
But anyway, ever since actually he took over and I've heard him say stuff in interviews, stuff that he was really gonna change this character. I think he did, and the way the trailer looked, I'm really excited about watching it. It's like I said, I've never been in Aquaman, but the trailer looks.
He made Aquaman a badass. He turned Aquaman into a badass.
He did, and I think this movie's gonna be good because it looked good. There was a lot of action in it.
they brought Black Manta into the mix, so I'm kind of sold on this one.
And he looked excellent. He looked, man.
Yeah, he's spot on.
Right.
And I think the best thing about this trailer is the CGI caught up. They were using CGI from 1996.
Yeah, so one of the
one
of the interesting things is that I think this is the first movie, definitely the first superhero movie that's set almost completely underwater. So the director, Adam, do you know the director's name?
James
I don't want to get it
Wan.
wrong. James Wan. Okay. The challenges he had to face just from trying to set this movie underwater, you know what I mean? To where how the communication works, and you know, I think in the first, when they first showed Aquaman in Justice League, they used the air bubble thing, like to where they created a pocket of air and then something like that. I don't remember it from the movie, but I read it.
You just cast a spell and she made a little bubble where they were speaking inside.
Yeah, so but he's not using that in this movie, and it's just straight more like the cartoon and the animated stuff, to where they just talk and just move around freely.
At least they're not like boo, 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 boo.
But if you think about it, like, I seen some people bashing it, especially like people that are barely comic book fans, like, yo, this looks stupid. How they underwater talking and stuff? It's like, how, like, it's so difficult. How can you do it? You know what I mean? Just to approach it from a directing standpoint, you know, to have the dialogue and the fights. It looks like it's something that was really tough to do. And
yeah,
it does.
What do you think about it, Jiminez?
I think I would have to agree. You know, it's quite a task to kind of capture having a hero that's based underwater, where he has to interact with water people and water creatures and still manage to make it look appealing. And I think they did an excellent job. Even when he was introduced in Justice League, they kind of went for more the Poseidon thing. Mm-hmm. So that was cool.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, it lent a lot to the character. Curious to see how Jason Momoa is gonna approach this solo movie. I was a bit, I wouldn't say disappointed in Justice League.
Yeah, a lot of people were. A lot of people have issues with it.
It was something I can't quite put my finger in it. It was too
chopped up and remade.
Put your finger on it, you mean? Or you meant to say in it?
Yeah, no, in it. Yeah, like I don't know. It was kind of his personality, I suppose.
Yeah, he's like a surfer dude, you know? He's just like
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what Jay's talking about, because there's times that he seemed like, okay, yeah, you know, he's the king of Atlantis, and then there's times he's like, you know, when they're diving down, he's all like having all this fun. It's like it was kind of playful, you know, and it's like,
yeah,
and in the trailer I see that there's a little bit of that, like there's a couple of parts where he's kind of joking a little bit, but I'm hoping that they go into the whole, you know, that they really focus on, you know, going into the origin of his mother and father a little bit more, and then, you know, kind of building that up, and then going into, but, you know, and with the mom going into more of the origin of Atlantis itself, and not just like, oh, it happens to be there, and hey, he's the king, he's the lost king.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Isn't it so strange though that, like, the Marvel cinematic movies started with this formula of backstory, Avengers, backstory, more Avengers, and the DC movies kind of went like straight in it, Justice League, backstory. You know, it's like they're giving, you know, backstory extra details about these characters after we've already known them, you know, after we've already seen them. And it's like, I don't know. Because I don't want them to just, like Adam can attest to this, I don't want them to just copy Marvel's formula. Like, oh, this is what works, so let's just do this. So really it's like, is there a method to the madness with the, you know, the Justice League and the throwing Batman, you know, Batman v Superman came up before we had any backstory on Batman in this universe. And then now they're going back in time and, you know.
Did you really want to see another Batman origin story, though?
Not really. I could do without that one. But Wonder Woman, you know.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman was good.
Yeah, but that came out after Batman vs. Superman, after we seen her already.
Yeah, but that's perfectly fine, though. See, for me, that doesn't bother me because I know I already know the characters, and I don't care about the people out there. Sorry, who don't know the characters.
That's
you should know who Batman and Superman are.
Superman, what?
Superman, not Superman. Superman. Never blasphemy. I would never mess that up. Anyway, you should know who the Justice League are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should know. So, just like Adam said, how many Batman movies came way before then? I don't want to see. I know his parents got killed in the alley, and I know it freaked him out, and now he's Batman. So I don't want to. I don't need to hear that again. So
by the way,
his mother's name is Martha.
But see,
the best part.
Look, we gotta save this. We gotta save this. We gotta save that. Me and Adam are so passionate about that scene. Okay.
Well, I mean, a scene, you know. Okay, but you see how they kind of just went into it real quick. They just did that little. It was 1, 2, 3. It wasn't like
it wasn't a whole movie dedicated to it.
Then I'm scared, and then they leave, and then they walk into here.
By the way, just to let you know, when Batman vs Superman first came out, and I went to see it in theaters, I was watching that movie in the very beginning when the bats start lifting him up into the sky. Like, I thought that was like. For real, I was about to walk out when I seen that. I was like, no.
Everybody in the theater, when that part happened,
what?
Everybody was like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, this movie might actually be really bad. And then he wakes up, and then everybody was like, oh, God, thank God.
I was about to walk out. Like, there's no way that he is flying with bats and they're gonna make him fly.
No, like, see,
I was so scared. Like,
that's somebody who just thinks about it like, oh my God, bats can really pick him up. You can't.
It was a metaphor
into that. Exactly, yeah, it was a metaphor. You got to see more into it. You know,
I think he was just going for like a really high concept. It was supposed to be symbolic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Extremely. Yeah. Well,
there's a lot of symbolism.
That's how Snyder operates. Yeah, tons. Everything is symbolism in that movie. But everything's a metaphor, which is why I like it so much. Even though other people
home and brought a bunch of bats and.
Now I don't know about you guys, but on the topic of Batman versus Superman, I thought there was little like Easter eggs or little nudges about Batman's campy days. Did anybody catch that? Because I know there's a scene where.
What does campy mean? I'm gonna actually stop acting like I know what that word means and actually ask.
Wacky, sorta like
okay.
Adam West Batman is campy.
Okay.
All that kind of.
I've been lying for like 4 weeks, acting like I knew what that word meant. So. I'm like, yeah, camping.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Camping. Everybody. I was thinking camping trip and shit. Like he was a nature enthusiast.
Well, yeah, Batman was certainly prancing along the roof in that movie. Yeah, it's there.
But before I don't want to completely freeze you out, Adam. So your thoughts, your general thoughts on Aquaman, the trailer.
It was okay. It looks a little too Marvel-y. And I really, really hate oversaturated colors and stuff that new movies have been doing. Like
Thor Ragnarok.
Oh my God.
He didn't like it. I'm gonna let you guys know right now. He didn't like it.
That there's a lot of like everything is blue on this side and everything is red on this side. But I do understand that it's underwater, so they have to do color correction. Otherwise, the movie would be dark as hell. But there was some interesting parts. There's some really cool shots in it, like when he dove underwater and all the fishmen or whatever chased after him, and it's like he's holding the flare. That was a really interesting shot.
So, yeah, I'll just throw this out there because this was one of the questions in my notes. Atlantis. The reason I say Atlantis is because cool when I saw what it looked like and just the large, wide shot of just Atlantis itself, I was just like, wow. Like, in one sense, I'm just like, man, this is a good superhero thing. But in another sense, I was just happy to be alive in 2018. You know what I mean? To where I'm like, look at where
the technology has finally caught up to make
look
superhero
where
movies.
CG has come, and I'm just looking at Atlantis like, my God, that is beautiful. It is beautiful, man. That's my take on it. Atlantis looked phenomenal.
No, I think that's one of the things that had me into the movie too. When I was watching the trailer, and I was paying attention to the background and everything, and I really liked how they had everything.
You like the merman?
You got the question is, what do you guys think about Atlantis? What it looked like? That's the question. To rephrase.
I thought it was dope. It wasn't like the Little Mermaid thing with the
under the sea. You want to see Sebastian?
Or it didn't have the extra piece on the castle. If you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God! Of course you would bring that up, Jay.
People,
I would. I have to. That VHS copy somewhere.
I'm lost.
You don't want to know, Greg. Just think about the stuff that
I'm trying to keep it
off the air.
Yeah, keep it PG.
Just think about the stuff that Jay brings up, and you'll
I know exactly what it is.
Show me the original castle from the Little Mermaid.
Right. So, but after looking at it though, it looks good. And then, all right, remember we were watching that, I don't know the name of everything, but remember that video? Who was that chick that did that video? And she only had that one picture of like the mermaid people or whatever they were from the Aquaman trailer.
We saw a chick.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
yeah, remember there was a chick talking about it?
Oh, from Beyond the Trailer. Grace
on
something from Beyond the Trailer.
Wait, are you talking about the one that's like, oh, this is too fishy?
The YouTuber.
That one that I showed you guys?
Yeah. She was talking basing the whole movie
Beyond
on
the Trailer
image.
is the name of her series.
She destroyed Shazam too.
She did? I didn't even see that. But, she, when I was looking at it, I was thinking like, well, I mean, I guess it would make sense. I mean, you have the Atlanteans down there, and they look just like normal humans. But I guess it would make sense that there's other types of like beings down there too. So I didn't think that it was stupid, Yeah. And then when they showed it in the trailer, like when it all came together and they're showing in the trailer, it didn't look bad at all. No. Another scene that I liked that I know we're supposed to be talking just about Atlantis, but. When Adam brought up the scene with the flare, another scene I liked was when the cameras kind of pan down, it just shows them running into this huge battle. They're just running right in, and they got them sharks and stuff. I thought that was pretty dope. They were riding sharks instead of horses. I thought that was pretty dope. Because it's like you were saying, they're underwater. So,
but this is another thing. Though. This is another thing. It's like people forget because we're in 2018 and stuff is so good. All the technology and stuff is so good. Writing is advanced in such a way. Whatever. Maybe not writing. Maybe I'm overstating that, but. Stuff has advanced in such a way that it's like people forget that this is a superhero movie. This is fantasy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's people looking like they're riding sharks. Dude, it's fucking Aquaman, bro. Like, dude.
What else is Aquaman supposed to do?
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like
this couldn't be achieved way back in the day. It would have been
impossible.
So insanely expensive.
Suspension of disbelief.
It would have been super cheesy too.
The suspension of disbelief requirement nowadays is so astronomical. It's like sometimes it's just a movie. I understand like we want it to be realistic and stuff nowadays and believable.
Yeah, but because it's like you said, it's just a movie. How can you believe? Okay, well I'm good with Aquaman. existing and Superman of them. But come on, a shark with a
but you know, and Jiminez, I'm sorry about I don't want to bash Marvel. I know you're a big Marvel guy, but you know, there's a lot of DC hate.
Bash Marvel.
There's a lot of DC hate for the
might be able to
for the movies and stuff. I'm not gonna bash Marvel, but it might come across as that. But okay, they'll say, how does Superman just go in a booth? He doesn't even change his hair, and they can't. How Aquaman rides a horse, and it's like, okay, but they won't say anything about Tony Stark just having this magical suit that comes out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's just
Infinity War had a lot of that.
Just repairs itself, and you know, he can have autonomous like,
if
come
we
on,
get
like
into the technology aspect of it, it's like no.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about all the like social, political implications about everything, you're not gonna enjoy yourself. I mean,
yeah, true.
It's better to just take it as what it is, which is a movie.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And yeah, as far as Aquaman goes, the fact that they captured Atlantis in such a way, and they were able to achieve Aquaman's dominion over underwater animals was
the most
good.
impressive thing to me was Black Manta actually looking dope. Like, that's a weird costume, like from the comics.
That's what I'm
to
saying.
translate
I think
that,
it's CG though.
He looks,
I think it's CG.
Yeah,
though.
but it's so what that helmet, like, it's weird to try to translate that from in the comics. It looks dope, but to get that costume onto the screen and it still look dope, that was crazy.
It looks better than Shazam's, and.
If you deviate too far from it, it's just not gonna look like Black Manta anymore. You gotta like just capture his essence.
I mean, it could have looked dumb. He could have looked like a bobblehead, but it actually did look dope though. So, and you know, before anybody does watch this movie, which that comes out December 21st, 2018,
Christmas.
Watch
the animated movie,
the Justice League, Throne of Atlantis.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. I will.
Watch that, and that kind of goes into the whole story of Aquaman right there. It has Superman and Batman and them in, like, but they're behind the scene.
What's it called again?
It's about
Throne of Atlantis.
It's called Throne of Atlantis.
Greg's gonna notice all the Easter eggs just like Wonder Woman and be hyped.
Yes. Ever since that time where Carl told me to watch all that stuff and you guys did, and then it made the experience better in the movies, I'm like, tell me what I need to watch. So real quick, I didn't do a go see or no see, but real quick for Shazam, everybody go see or no see? Jay?
Ouch. I think I'm going to probably, I don't know. It depends. Maybe I'll go watch with my kids.
He only gave you two choices, man.
All right, so you might wait till it comes out on.
I'm gonna say maybe. Then I'm gonna have
digital.
to say, I'm gonna go and no. So I don't know.
So you're gonna legally
go
somehow get your hands on it digitally. Adam, go see or no see Shazam?
Wink.
Yeah, my nephew's huge Shazam fan, so that's what I was looking for, a show that I could watch with him, or a movie I could watch with him, and it looks like it's going to be perfect for a little kid, so I'm going to take him.
All right, Jiminez, Shazam, go see, no see? Wait till it comes out on something else?
Yeah, I think that'll be a go see for me. Maybe not on the premiere day, but I feel like Keisha would enjoy it. She's a little more into the more lighthearted approach to movies.
Are you a big movie guy?
Batman.
Like, do you go to the theaters a lot, or only really rarely?
For comic book movies, I do.
Yeah, that's the only thing I go see really. And also I went to go see Ready Player One, which was fire. But
I gotta see that.
Jiminez, did you see Ready Player One?
You both will love it.
No.
Or maybe, I
Oh
should
my
say,
God,
Jiminez, there's going to be so much that you guys will notice.
Ready Player One, and you didn't see Ready Player One. I mean, you are 10 times the gamer I will ever be.
Are you talking about like some kind of game stuff, Adam? Like,
it's basically Easter egg the movie. Like,
yeah, it's nothing but references throughout the entire movie. Like, literally everything.
Man,
I'm talking about movies.
I'm probably gonna go crazy.
There's movies in there. Oh my god, it's that scene, Adam. You know which one I'm talking about. Your favorite one.
No, I don't.
From the movie with the hallway.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jay will love that scene because.
Oh my god.
I watched that movie for the first time with Jay and my aunt, and.
Oh man! Wait.
It's a horror movie. You will.
Well, Jay don't care. Jay doesn't care about spoilers, but Jiminez might.
Is it like our Predator Aliens type thing?
I'm not gonna tell you, but
no horror.
You'll know when you get to it, and you're gonna love
Jiminez, it. Hold on, Jiminez. Do you care about spoilers? If you do, take your headset out.
I mean, I've never been able to avoid spoilers. So
okay. All right, Jay. We're talking about The Shining.
Oh my god! It has two girls.
They go into the hotel, and it's like so it looks good. Just like no it, way. And it.
Bro,
there's a lot of
that movie is so good.
You'll know. You'll know.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
Yeah. So sorry to detract so far away, but that's one of my favorite recent movies I've seen. So I had to get that Ready Player One.
I forgot that. That was I actually liked that more than the video game parts of it.
When we all catch up and watch it, we should just do a spoil cast just on that movie. We all watch it.
Well, I'm about to watch it. Definitely.
Yeah. But, so when you guys catch up,
Adam,
what up? Sorry.
Do you remember the Ultimate Showdown?
This is the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the impression I got when I see.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, that old video. Older people will probably know what the hell we're talking about.
Okay, so real quick. Now I'll go back to the actual main point. Aquaman, go see or no see.
Well, before we do that though, I wanted to say just one more thing with the Shazam. Before you see that, see Superman Shazam.
Oh yeah,
The Return of Black Adam. That's the name of that anime.
Yeah, it's not Puerto Rican Adam like on the podcast.
No, not Puerto Rican Adam. Oh, you gave away race? Oh my god, segment. All right, so Superman Shazam,
fictional imagination.
The Return of Black Adam. See that before you see the Shazam movie.
Instructions: obey Jay, or you shall obey me. Anyway, so Aquaman, go see or no see. Jiminez, I'll stay with you.
Go see.
Go see.
Yeah.
Nice.
For me, it's a go see.
Adam, Aquaman, go see, no see.
I've been waiting for them to portray Aquaman this way.
Adam?
So I'm going to give Jason Momoa another shot.
Yeah, I'm going to go see it. DC.
Jay? Aquaman? Go see, no see?
Go see. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay, so Shazam was a maybe, but Aquaman's a definite.
I think I'm going to do like Adam said. I'm going to take my family to go see Shazam. But Aquaman, if I got to go alone, I will go alone.
All right, so what do you think that these movies will do for the DC extended universe, the cinematic universe? I mean, sorry.
Is it called the DCEU? It's called Worlds of DC now.
Worlds of DC. Okay. What do you think? Will it set the slate clean? Will it, wipe the taste of Justice League out of people's mouths? Will it? What do you guys think?
I think people wrongfully, judge the Justice League and stuff like that. And I think it's because, people go in there and they're thinking Infinity War. Like, when you thought, Marvel Infinity War, they're thinking, oh, it's going to be all this action, crazy fighting and everything, like, because it's the Justice League. But it's a build-up, the way I went into that movie, or the way I tell people to go into movies, don't go into it thinking it's going to be crazy. It's a build-up. He likes to build his movies up. I forgot his name is what? Ain't it Zach?
Yeah, but he got taken off.
Zack Snyder's not working. Yeah, it was halfway through, and then it was Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but either way,
you can tell.
It's a build-up movie, though. It's not a movie where it's just like, okay, this is about the Justice League. It's just a build-up. It's really to bring Superman back because there's going to be a Superman movie.
Spoiler.
There's going to be another Man of Steel movie.
Sorry.
So it's like, okay,
a little late with that, but spoiler.
It's so, I went into that whole movie as I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not really watching it as the Justice League movie. This is just a movie to kind of, the return of Superman. That's how I went into it. The return of Superman. How they brought him back, I didn't.
Yeah,
quite
that's
agree
questionable.
With it, but,
questionable. They could have done that better.
Yeah, they could have done that.
Apparently, it was different.
But do you think? Do you think that these two movies, the Shazam and Aquaman, do you think that will do anything, or will just stay the same, like the same trajectory?
Aquaman it definitely ties into it, Aquaman.
But do you think it will do you think it will change people's mind of DC's back on the right track now?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I think out of those two, that one has the most potential to do so. I think that's going to be like the big blockbuster.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Shazam.
Yeah,
Shazam might be a surprise.
Yeah, and
but if Shazam doesn't
really
do bad,
tie it in though.
If Shazam is just a decent movie, that will at least be like we didn't fail, and every we didn't fail is good for DC right now because Batman versus I still don't understand how Batman versus Superman got such bad reviews. That shit boggles my mind.
It wasn't like that bad.
It wasn't bad at all. That's my favorite
really
one.
Wasn't.
But we can't keep going into that because that's another podcast. But
moving on.
Yeah. So I think if they're good, it will at least keep it steady. And the thing for me with the DC universe, the cinematic universe, DC world, is that what you said, Adam?
Worlds of DC.
Worlds of DC. I think what I want to see is I want to see actors stay. I want to see directors stay. I want to see some continuity. You know what I mean, Jiminez? I think you can appreciate that.
Oh, no, I definitely do. And, I mean, like I said earlier, I think it's improving now, not to get into too much detail about it, but, like, for example, with Batman versus Superman, I thought it was way too condensed.
Oh, yeah, because it's multiple storylines.
The entire, the multiple storylines that went into it, and it just created Justice League as a build-up as opposed to being Justice League. But on a good note, it differentiates it from the Avengers, which was just about the Avengers assembling.
Right. Yeah. With no consequences. I'll save that.
None. Just collateral damage.
No real consequences. All right.
No real buildings were harmed.
All right, so look, we have a choice. We can either hop over to Venom because it's a trailer, and then go back to DC Universe app and Titans, or we can stick with DC, go through the app and Titans, and then finish off with Venom. But I don't want to lean on DC too heavy because I know we've been so DC heavy. I want to give Marvel some love too because I do like
Marvel.
So
me,
like I hate
do what I say, Venom.
Okay.
Well, this year for Marvel hasn't been too crazy from what I'm seeing at Comic-Con. A lot of the really big, cool stuff, and quantity at least, would be coming from DC. There's a lot of... Besides those trailers, there's a lot of series that are coming out.
Well, now that Disney owns them, they try to save all their stuff for their own cons,
Yeah, no, Marvel doesn't really need to gas anything up like DC does. Marvel has a stranglehold on just the industry.
Yeah, Marvel has a pretty strong foundation with their
cinematic stuff. Yeah. They don't need to.
Yeah, all the cinematic stuff.
Yeah,
DC's getting there, but I would say DC right now has a lot more serials in the comic book world that are just blowing Marvel away at the moment.
Yeah, the problem with the DC movies though is just continuity. Like I said, it needs an identity. It's still trying to find out what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, is it bright? Is it fun like Justice League? Is it super dark like Batman vs Superman? Is it hopeful? Is it like daunting and new like probably Aquaman and Man of Steel will be? Is it playful like Shazam? Is it sad and deep like Wonder Woman? Like what is it? You know what I mean? It doesn't have an identity. In Marvel, the thing is I don't like the Marvel movies as much.
I would much rather have that than have everything feeling exactly the same like the Marvel movies.
Yeah, I agree, but Marvel knows exactly what it is. That's the one thing I do like. You're not going into a Marvel movie like, I wonder how this is going to be. You pretty much can tell, if I like this character and I like this storyline, I pretty much know where I'm going to fall on that scale, At least for the connected ones. Venom, that's a different story because that seems very different.
Yeah, Venom.
And also with the Netflix shows, that's very different. A very different thing altogether. But, Adam, I'll start with you. What do you think about Venom? How'd you
it's
digest it?
Weird. It's interesting looking, but to me, it's weird to have Venom without having Spider-Man. And so, the way
you don't think they'll cross over at one point?
Well, but it should. I mean, if you read the comics and stuff, when I used to read Marvel a lot more, it was the Spider-Man comics, it was the X-Men comics, and Venom becomes Venom because Spider-Man had the black symbiote suit first. And to have the symbiote without having the spider logo on it and stuff, it's just weird to me. But
the most
it looks sort of interesting.
It.
I like the actor
Adam was saying
Venom, Tom
earlier,
Hardy.
Venom is a character that was introduced.
I like the horror kind of suspense vibe they were going for. You know what I mean? It was very. I don't know too much about Venom, but I do like from the trailer, it gave a very different vibe than the rest of the MCU movies. Jiminez, you agree?
Maybe they might change it.
Well, it caught on to his skin. That's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely did. Yeah, but they made a few changes from the initial trailer, which makes Venom look like Venom. I'm really happy about that because he
looks scary.
One of my favorite. Yeah, he actually got the toothy goodness about him.
It makes me think, like, if they can do Venom like this, can they do Carnage?
That's what I'm hoping for.
Because that would be crazy.
I'm much more excited to see a Venom movie that involves Carnage than Spider-Man. Ooh. So I think the approach they're going for with this one it's a little bit different, but it's right up my alley.
Do you think if there's going to be a sequel and everything, if this is going to be kind of a thing, do you think it can stand alone with no Spider-Man? They just put Venom on his own through whatever sequels they're going to do. It'll just be maybe Carnage or whoever else.
I think that's yet to be seen. I think if they introduce Carnage in a way that looks and feels right, which I feel is not super difficult to achieve, then yeah, it would definitely be worthy. But as far as the trailer right now, it's a little bit hard to foresee at the moment, at least in my opinion.
You mean if it could stand alone without Spider-Man?
Right, but as far as what I'm
I don't think
capturing the look of the character and having Tom Hardy, I think it has potential.
To be honest, though, I don't know what Spider-Man they would use because the Spider-Man they're using in the MCU right now, what's his name? The new one,
Tom Holland.
Yeah, the new kid. I like him, and Adam can tell you I'm not a Spider-Man fan at all. That's like one of probably my least favorite hero in anything. But he actually made me like him. Like, I like that actor and I like how he portrayed him in Civil War and Infinity War. Even though I didn't like Civil War that much, I loved Infinity War. But I can't see the way that specific Spider-Man, I can't see him fitting in that Venom universe, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How would they do that? So what Spider-Man would they use even if he does show up? So, because it's a completely different tone.
We might be surprised.
Well, they could do what they did with Wolverine. where it was like, oh, it had one tone this whole time, and then all of a sudden it's when he jumps into Venom's world, then it's rated R.
Yeah, they could do that.
Oh, so Jay, what do you think?
Ready?
Wishful thinking.
Okay, this is my opinion on it.
He's waiting. He was anxious.
I was waiting so bad because if you notice when you watch the trailer,
man. You could jump in.
I know, but I just had to. I had to let you guys get it out first. Okay, Carnage is definitely a character I would love to see. I think everybody would love to see Carnage. Now, the thing is, if you notice when you watch the trailer, it looks like they're testing the symbiote, or however they're going to say it, but on multiple people. Which there are multiple types of, I guess you can say, Venoms. You know, there's female ones and everything. And if you notice in the trailer, they do show a female in one of the jails, in one of the the holding cells. So I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. That means they could introduce Carnage and a couple of the other ones. But Carnage is supposed to be an offspring from Venom, you know. So, you know, I'm not sure, you know, are they going to show... And if you notice, too, in the trailer, they show multiple tubes holding... You know, it wasn't like one tube holding Venom. It looks like multiple tubes with different symbiotes.
I am terrible at spotting Easter eggs.
So
little stuff like that.
I've just seen all that, and I'm thinking, okay, looks like they're going to go crazy. Now, the thing with Venom, though, when I watched the whole trailer, I was worried about how the costume was. I'm worried, too, about... I hope they don't wait to the very end like they did in Spider-Man, where they just ruined the character completely. They waited to the very end for him to become Venom. What was that, in Spider-Man 2? And
Spider-Man 3.
Was it Spider-Man 3? Okay,
the Tobey Maguire one?
Oh, yeah,
Spider-Man 3. He was dancing and shit?
It was the Sandman and Venom.
That wasn't the only factor ruining Venom, though.
Hold on. Is that the Spider-Man 3, the Tobey Maguire one, where he was walking through that diner dancing and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you know, they ruined it. So when I seen him, when he turns, and like Jason was saying, when he had all the teeth and everything, and his tongue, you know, that signature tongue coming out, I thought that was dope. He was talking. I thought that was cool. Now, the thing with the character, though, is, like Adam was saying, Spider-Man wears the suit first, because it's Joe Jameson, who is the editor of the news. I forgot the names, but the news place where Spider-Man works. Where he works. Oh,
where he demands having
pictures
but his
on his desk by noon.
son
is an astronaut that goes to Mars. And then that's where he gets it, when, you know, they take samples from the rocks. And then if you watch the Spider-Man anime, they kind of, the animated series, they kind of go into that. And so that's how it ends up coming to Earth. Not sure how they're going to do it here. Might be something similar. But then the symbiote gets on Spider-Man, and he wears it for a while. That's why in the Spider-Man 3, he has the suit in the whole beginning of the movie. Then there's a scene where it's in the comic books as well as the animated show and movies where he's in a bell tower, and the bell's going off, and that's how he realizes for the first time that I mean, there's other little scenes, but really that Venom is sensitive to sound waves.
Yep.
You know, the symbiote. So he pulls it off of him, and then it falls onto Eddie Brock. So, and that's how he becomes Venom. Now, the thing is, in this one, with Eddie, it looks like they're trying to portray him, because in Spider-Man, he seems like he's just this a-hole reporter guy who's just, you know, like he wants he wants to be like Peter Parker. He wants his job. Like, you know, he wants to be like him. How come nothing's going good for him? And, you know, that's why he has this vendetta against Peter Parker and Spider-Man. But the thing is, in this one, since there's no Spider-Man, no Peter Parker, and then the way they're showing him, is he good or bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? But it says
in the trailer, it says anti-hero. It shows up on the screen.
Yeah, anti-hero. Yeah. I mean, you can say that about Wolverine. Wolverine is not necessarily good either. You know what I'm saying?
True. But that's why people like him too.
Right. So how are they trying to take? I mean, there's times in the comics and in some of the anime series and stuff where Venom does team up with Spider-Man, especially when Carnage is revealed. Like, Carnage is so the symbiote is so crazy, it can do a lot more. Like, he can make blades and stuff out of his hands. He can do a lot more, so Spider-Man and Venom have to team up. So, but anyway, and then I think Carnage, the symbiote for Carnage, goes on to a serial killer, and that's what makes him even more deadlier. So, like I said, if you watch the trailer, there's all these little background things. So I'm just gonna go into it being really curious on how they actually portray him in a way of, is he just gonna be this misunderstood, guy?
Well, it does say, the symbiote does whisper to him or something like, he tries to say in the trailer, oh, but we're only gonna kill bad people, and then the symbiote's like, we can do whatever we want or something like that, right?
I don't remember.
You guys remember that?
I gotta watch it again. I don't know if that was said.
Jiminez?
If I could say something about this whole thing, is
you can.
Yeah, I could do that. Yay. Anyway, so I gotta side with Jay. Like, it's kind of interesting to see how they're gonna approach this whole thing, seeing as like his origin was a little bit different than how they portrayed it when they introduced him in Spider-Man 3, which I wasn't too crazy about.
Right.
Spider-Man 3 was ass.
They have, they could tap into so much potential with their established universe that
I just don't see how it's going to work. It just does not look like the same kind of... The direction just looks like literally like a thriller slab with heavy horror elements, and that is not what the MCU is.
They might allude to Peter Parker in a way. They might even give like Deadpool a little bit of a nod.
I can see Deadpool in there.
We'll go into that. Yeah,
I can see Deadpool
we'll go
showing
into
up.
that some other time.
Yeah, for sure.
But as far as like it just looks to me that if it's a success and everything, that it's gonna be more of its own standalone type thing, and then it's just gonna be Venom versus the other types of
symbiotes.
Symbiotes.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Right, which is kind of like what they do with the Incredible Hulk, where he's always getting attacked by other creatures, that are infected
or hulkish
with the
gamma radiation
and stuff like that, and they, so I think that's what they might do. So I think that's why they're showing other people and stuff like that, so that they're in there.
It sounds like your curiosity is super peaked, Jay. So it sounds like you're definitely gonna go. You're itching to see it.
I want to watch it because I'm really. I just got to see where they go with this.
It may
go see. No see.
May just go into the separation anxiety arc.
Jiminez, I know this is a go.
Oh,
sorry.
So excited.
Right. So yeah. Well, I want to see if I'm right too. I want to see if that's what they do. If they just make him, just his own standalone thing. Forget Spider-Man and yeah, like I would like to see like Deadpool and other characters like that. That would be kind of dope. I think because I think with Spider-Man went from, at least far as from the movies and stuff, he went from like a lead character, a lead strong character, to like a character that needs to be carried. So
yeah, he's more of a supporting character.
Yeah, now so with Venom, I just don't see how he can get up in there and be like this this lead character.
All right, so we gotta get going to the next one. So real quick, go see, no see, Jiminez. I already know that's a yes for you. Go see.
Yeah.
Adam, go see, no see.
I'll probably wait for it to come out on something on digital.
I think I'm gonna probably wait too, because I'm not a big horror thriller kind of guy anyway, and it seems like it has those elements. So I'll probably wait for it. Jay.
I think I'm gonna go see it. I'm too curious to see what they do.
Whoa, highly doodly. Well, shucks. Well, shucks. Maybe I'll have to go see it too. No. All right, so let's go on, and we're gonna jump all the way back to DC because DC rules all.
You want to do some more movies? Before we do that,
if you want to mention some,
talk about.
We got to get to the.
Well, I know
the
me
main
and
two, though.
Well, yeah, me and Jake could just bring up watch Glass. It looks like it's gonna be dope.
Glass.
Yeah, if you are. Okay, this is kind of spoilery for Unbreakable. But so if you don't want to listen to it, give me about 15 seconds, whatever. But
we're already way past that.
Okay, so Unbreakable is a cool stealth superhero movie that M. Night Shyamalan came out with. Then he did a quote unquote horror movie called Split that ended up being a stealth sequel to Unbreakable. Nobody knew it was a sequel until the end of the movie, you find out. And then he's doing the third in the trilogy, Glass. And the first two were dope, and this one looks like it's going to be sweet too.
What a twist.
Yes, with the twist. Of course, M. Night Shyamalan can't do a regular superhero series. He has to make everything a fucking twist. But it's actually good.
Any other movie mentions?
The first one.
Before I get to this DC Universe app?
They're also making a Metal Gear Solid movie for all those Metal Gear fans.
Oh, yeah. I read about that. I didn't play it growing up, but I'm interested. Is it going to be live action or?
Yeah, that's what they're saying, so.
Anybody excited for that? Metal Gear Solid movie? I don't think any of you guys were big Metal Gear fans.
Jay is, right?
I know Jay played the game.
I kind of gotten halfway through the Metal Gear Solid series, and I feel like that's going to be a difficult one to translate.
Oh yeah, because that guy's crazy.
Yeah,
that director. What's his name? Hideo
Kojima. His mind works in mysterious ways, and it definitely shows if you've played the game.
I just my first memory of that series is you doing naked cartwheels as Raiden.
Yeah, probably the single best part.
Out of context, that sounds very weird.
Believe me, in context, it will be just as weird. That series is fucking crazy.
Who needs context?
Okay. This podcast. Anything else you guys want to?
Okay, you want to move now? You want to move to your TV shows?
Yeah, because I want to get to DC Universe app Titans, and then I know Jiminez wants to get to the Uncanny X-Men, so we're running a little long here. So, like usual, nothing changed.
We've delved into movies quite a bit.
All right, so DC Universe app. This isn't necessarily Comic-Con because it got announced and stuff before then, but we have to talk about it.
Yeah, it got its pricing at Comic-Con.
Yeah, so we're just gonna lump it in. So we have to talk about this. We were actually gonna make the episode just on this, but then all those trailers and stuff dropped. So this is how we mix everything together.
The more the merrier.
Yeah. So, I guess I'll approach this question like, will you be subscribing? Why or why not? And then we'll get into some of the features in the shows. So anybody can take this one, whoever wants it. Will you be subscribing? You're excited for it? You're getting it? Why not?
You can go, Adam.
I subscribed to it already when it comes out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it comes out, I'm gonna have it.
Is there that feature where you can have someone else log in, like Netflix?
We'll see. I'll try to hook you up if I can. Basically, they released their pricing, and they had a deal where you get an extra 3 months if you subscribe before it comes out. So I was like, you know what? Based off of just the comic books alone and Young Justice Season 3, I think it's worth it. So I'll just go ahead and try it.
Did you pay for it all at once? Like all the months?
I paid for a year, which was $75, but then you get an extra 3 months thrown on to that. So it's pretty cheap when you come out like that.
It breaks down to what? Like,
that isn't bad.
I forgot. I did the math before, but it was like $7 a month or something, or $6.25 or something like that.
What for? It's $5 if you're counting for 15 months.
Oh, for what? Basically, the value you got was about $5 a month.
Yeah, and if you think about it, $5 a month for all the shows that already came out, all the DC movies that are already out, for a new season of Titans, a new seasons of Young Justice, plus comic books. If you bought a comic book a month or whatever, it'd be around the same price, So
true.
So I figured just off of that.
Yeah, it seems like the comics might be the best value.
Yeah,
right now.
I wanna catch up on my DC comics and stuff. So I figured that would be the best way.
Which is why you should hook me
Plus,
up.
I wanted to support Young Justice Season 3, so.
So, why are you subscribing? What are you most excited about?
Young Justice Season 3 and those comics, like I said. When after Flashpoint, I read a little bit of New 52, and then I just dropped it. And then I dipped back in every once in a while just to see what was going on. I've been reading Flash War. I've been reading The Flash after Rebirth, when Rebirth happened. But I want to go back and read some of the things that I skipped over and stuff. So I thought, this will probably be a cheap way to get both the new shows, support the show that is coming back, and get all the comics, so.
Do you think it's really worth it though? Like, if you're going from the standpoint of the shows, it seems like they're trying to go like a route where similar to how Marvel did with the Netflix and having like mature shows on a streaming service.
Well, for
but
that,
there's not that
for
much.
Titans,
there's not that. Yeah, but there's not that much variety. It's only 4 shows, 5 shows. Are they announcing?
They
like
announced
much more?
Stargirl at Comic-Con. There's Titans. There's Young Justice Season 3. There's Doom Patrol. There's Swamp Thing. And there's a Harley Quinn animated series that's going to be more adult. I think there's one more, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Young Justice
more to be announced, they said.
Young Justice Outsiders.
Yeah, that's season 3.
Season 3?
Yeah.
Please, we're skipping that for my sake on this.
Yes,
one.
do not look at the trailer.
Yeah, we were gonna talk about it, but I haven't caught up on Young Justice, and I really like that show. I don't want to get spoiled. So, all right, Jay, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna get. I actually I pre-ordered it as well, so I'm gonna have it. I'm ready. And there's actually gonna be a remake of Smallville. I like Smallville.
Oh yeah, Metropolis.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Do that.
If they go kind of like the Gotham route,
yeah, Metropolis. It's made like by the guy who did Gotham, so
I wouldn't be mad at that because I absolutely love Gotham. Right. So
I'm actually really curious on how it's going to be because of that. So, but yeah, like Adam said, comic books. I mean, even if it's like, if it was just shows and you're like, okay, well, half of the shows are already out, or I might already have them. Yeah, but because it's going to be comic books and
is it going to be 4K? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, one of the interesting things about the app is it's going to have a comic book reader that can also play on televisions. So you can read a comic on your television. And because of that, they're also supporting 4K comic books. So that's going to be crazy. Like, it'll be a real cool way to see some of the comic book art.
That would be dope.
Yeah, continue, Jay. You were saying?
Pretty much everything Adam said. He nailed it basically. But yeah, I just, there's going to be a couple of exclusive shows, and so I'm interested in that. And probably for me, it's going to be mainly for the comic books.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That seems like the most value, because they said, I checked the site, and it said from issue 1 all the way to the New 52 or whatever.
Right. You know what I think what I would like is, read the comic books and stuff, like e-comics and things like that. But I mean, they should add, if not now, but later on, like an audio book feature. Because there's times
audio?
where, where like reads to you and stuff like that. Like those.
He said auto book.
it's an automatic book.
It's an automatic book. Audiobook. So, because there's times where, I might be busy, but I'm like, damn, I want to catch up on something or whatever. So I can just always have it playing. Or like Adam said, if it can go to the TV, like, it's going to the TV, I can play it on there too.
Do you think you will use that feature to play it on the TV? Do you think you see yourself actually using that frequently, or just like one time?
Well, to read the comic, probably not. I think I'll just probably, you do it on my phone or computer. But as far as TV, I think the only thing that I'll probably be doing on the TV is just the television shows, because I'm assuming, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come out for like Roku and a bunch of other stuff. Like it's going to be out. So
Roku, Android TV, Apple TV, and iOS and Android mobile.
There you go. So, I'll probably be watching all the shows like that through my Roku TV, and then just when I'm maybe at work and I have some time to myself or whatever, I'll just use my phone to read the comics.
All right, so Jiminez, our resident Marvel guy, what do you think? What's your objective? What's your subjective DC Universe app opinion?
There we go. Yeah, my subjective opinion on this whole thing is I really didn't give this any kind of consideration in the past. Like, I've known about it for a while because me and Harris were actually talking about this at work one day. So I was just kind of like, okay, that sounds cool, but it's not that.
Just realized I didn't do shout outs. Sorry, continue.
Big shout out to Harris. Get on your watching and reading material. Adam already told you.
Now we got 2 people telling her that shit.
3. Make that 3.
Ooh.
Make it 4.
Make it 4. But yeah, after hearing what I know now, I think that would actually be a lot more cost effective, seeing as I'm a complete noob as far as DC goes.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said before, my comic collection physically consists mostly of Marvel, so I would have to shell out a lot of money
to catch up.
Yeah.
So do you think with something like
the whole 4K thing sounds good? Go ahead.
Do you think if something like this app and access to all these comics, do you think that will boost your interest for DC? Like, because I know, a couple years ago when I first started getting into comics, and I was talking to these two, I know they're big DC guys. Remember, Adam and Jay, I was Marvel first because that's what I knew more. I really didn't know DC like that. So when I seen the first Avengers movie, I was like, oh shit. I was telling Jay, oh shit, this is the best comic book movie ever. And Jay was like, all right, he was like, yo, calm down. calm down. I'm like, but the universes are connected. Oh my god! But after I started talking to these guys a little bit more, and I started basically watching like Death of Superman anime and Justice League and just little things like that. Being exposed to it more made me like appreciate DC a lot more. So just being exposed to it more might pique your interest on it more, and having access to those comics.
I think for me, the animated stuff would be more appealing for me because DC hasn't really done me wrong with the animated stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
The only one I kind of had mixed feelings about recently was The Killing Joke.
Oh yeah,
I said the same thing.
That's only because that story does not really translate well into animation or as a movie. Well, maybe as a movie it could work.
I said the same thing. I said you didn't hear that episode a couple episodes back. Well, I talked about it. I said I didn't like that Joker. I was like, they should have got.
There was nothing wrong with that Joker though.
I just didn't like the way it was. It felt dry. The whole movie felt dry.
Hamill.
But
yeah, Go ahead, Adam.
I said it was Hamill. I was just saying it's still Hamill.
Yeah, but I was saying like, I would have rather Mark Hamill played that Joker or something. He was like, that was Mark Hamill. I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, it was. But yeah, it's just the way that story is written.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I understand. It's a very
Adam's right.
Yeah, if you read the book, it's a very weird, like, it's all about like trying to make you see the madness and stuff, and it didn't quite get
here's
that.
the other thing, Jiminez, you're saying, oh, I'm a DC noob. Comparatively probably more than me. You're just thinking comparatively to Adam and Jay. You know what I mean?
That might be it.
Yeah, but like you still, compared to me, you probably still know even more.
Well, Jiminez. Have you watched any of the DC animated movies?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
One of my favorites thus far is Escape from Arkham.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know exactly. That one was dope. Better than the movie.
Yeah, for me,
the live action movie.
A lot better than. To me, this is the true Suicide Squad.
Right. Did you see the Justice League Flashpoint Paradox? Did you see that one?
That I have not seen.
I would watch that one if you're gonna watch any. I would say watch that one and watch Justice League War, and then go into the other ones.
Yeah, they have a whole list.
For me, Flash is kind of like how you were saying earlier with Shazam. It's like the character never quite, for me.
No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm just gonna.
That one.
I thought that was a sneeze. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Fake gas. It was a joke.
Oh, okay. So let's move on to Titans here. We all wanted to talk about Titans.
Fuck Batman.
We almost had a fight.
Yeah, so first question I want to ask everyone. Fuck Batman?
Fuck him.
I think kill Batman? Maybe, I don't know. Or marry? I don't know which one we're doing.
Oh yeah, marry, kill. Yeah. That was a crazy trailer, man. I'm half optimistic about it, half not. You guys just say what you got to say, because I don't know what to make of it, man.
I think it looks pretty bad.
In a lot of ways, yeah. But I do like the adultness, the maturity of the... And that's weird for me, because I don't like gore like that.
Yeah.
But seeing it is just, for some reason, I like the adultness, but there's not much...
I like that they're willing to go mature. I like the characters that they're using. I like the storyline from the original comic book that they're adapting. Raven is okay, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't like any of the... Like, it seems like... It's like the opposite of Gotham. You said, oh, if it turns out to be kind of like Gotham, it could be good. But I feel like it's an opposite of Gotham in a way to where Gotham, Jay, you know this, it's like they nailed the casting for every single character.
Yeah. Yeah, but you had to watch it first to know that. Like, if you looked at Robin Lord Taylor, the guy who plays a Penguin, he don't look shit like. I mean, he got the nose of Penguin, but that's about it, you know. And
yeah, but you think Penguin was always fat?
Well,
that, I mean, start somewhere.
That's
pretty he got rich, and then he's
in the newer comics, in the newer comics, he actually does start off skinny and stuff. But a lot of it, you don't really. The only person that was like, that person looks just like him is oh man, what's her name? The girl who plays Catwoman, because it's so obvious.
Definitely.
It's so obvious that they based her off of Michelle Pfeiffer. Like she looks like baby Michelle Pfeiffer. So, but the other characters like Riddler, like you said, like the guy who plays Jerome, you wouldn't know until you saw them actually act that these people are pretty good actors. You know,
I don't know, man. When I see this Titans trailer, man, it's like I look at Robin and I'm just like, I don't know, man. It just don't look like Robin. What is he supposed to look like? I don't know, but it's just like
none of them. It kind of looks
weird.
Like
and then Raven film. Looks weird. Beast Boy looks like he has green powder on. I'm still gonna watch it though, but it's just.
See, for
me,
it
looks almost like a fan video.
And for me, I guess kind of it kind of does give that off a little bit. But I liked Raven. I liked how she looked. To me, it was more like
she didn't look bad. She looked the most accurate out of anyone.
Yeah, because for me, they were going more of a like, you know, kind of. I guess like a horror. I'm into horror films and stuff like that. So when they show her like at the end of one of the trailers, they show her eyes like kind of transformed. She got all dark and stuff and she screams and the glass breaks and everything like that. Like I like that. That was my favorite part of the trailer.
You be able to comment the most on Titans because I think out of all of us, you're the one who actually like Teen Titans, and you actually don't mind Teen Titans Go that much. Like you actually watch it with your kids, so you know the most about it. You know the most about. You know the most about it to say something about it. You know what I mean?
When I seen it, I was like, okay, Beast Boy. You know, let's see. So it does look like it's a fan film. It does look like that, you know. But Robin, man, there's been so many different.
Yo, I just realized nobody brought up Starfire. Nobody said shit about Starfire.
What is there to say about her that the internet hasn't already said?
I know the internet says so much stuff. It's like,
So,
but I mean,
I'll say this: I don't like her look at all.
No, I don't like
the costume. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's just the costume. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, she don't look nothing like how, you know, even in the Teen Titans, if we go off of the animated TV shows, she looks nothing like the character. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't scream Starfire at all. It really doesn't. Like Robin, Robin looks like Robin, even if
his costume looks like. Even his costume looks Robin-ish. It looks right.
Yeah, he looks like Robin.
The actor doesn't look.
For me, I'm gonna have to just compare him to all the movies and live anything. Well, pretty much the movie that actually had Robin in it. So I'm like, he looks more. He looks more like Robin. And then even though he's supposed to be portraying Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's supposed to be portraying. Is Dick Grayson, right?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be training him.
Yeah, because it's the Flying Grayson.
Who knows if they're actually going to go that way, or if they're going to go more because he seems a little bit more darker, like a more aggressive. So is it going to be more like Damien?
He must have been running with Batman for a while because obviously he's already been through mad shit with Batman. They expected him to be with him.
This is actually like the comic. Like in the comic, him and Batman have a falling out, and that is how he becomes.
Yeah, but he's already older, right?
Nightwing.
No, it's the same way in the comic. That's why I was saying like it is like the comic. He's Robin. He has a falling out with Batman. He starts like hanging out with the Titans more. He has his own team, and then he becomes Nightwing.
But here's the thing: I don't have any problem with the we don't know the storylines yet, but the storylines look like they could be promising.
I know a little bit about the storylines. The
comics, the characters. It's just the costumes and the casting to me just looks. I don't know. I feel like it. As much as I've seen other characters get nailed, that I knew that wasn't going to come out right.
Yeah,
as much as I've seen them
get nailed.
Is this going to be on the DC streaming app?
Stay tuned.
But
as much as I've seen them get the other characters right, like in other shows, like people just, oh, that's such that person,
Yeah.
And
on Beast Boy, I really tell you the truth with Beast Boy, I didn't expect anything else. Really, I didn't expect nothing different from that. Yeah. I expected him to be a regular person, green, and just have that's pretty much it. Look like a regular guy, but just be green. I didn't think it was gonna be like X-Men First Class or where Beast is all like
in a big suit.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I kind of expected him to be the way he is. So,
didn't have high expectations. One of the problems with
these TV shows,
right?
Is
at least
that
for Beast Boy,
when you have a limited budget, right? When you have a budget for a TV show that's not astronomical, and you have to work within that budget, and you have to get actors. You have to try to, if you're doing something like Titans or like Krypton or something, these are people that are going to be staple characters for your franchise that are supposed to be there for multiple seasons, 5, 6, 7, however long it's going to run. And you have to pay these people. So you're not going to be able to get marquee actors. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not always going to be able to get the actor that you want locked up for a long-term contract like that. So imagine the people that they're going to be able to get, locked up for, we want you for 2-3 years that are going to commit. They're going to be just regular Joe, no-name people, And I think...
But if the TV show ends up being really good and they end up doing a live-action movie, then they can really...
Yeah, but how many
they're gonna do
live-action TV shows?
Supposedly.
How many live-action TV shows do you know that went to a movie with the same characters and the same?
No, it's gonna be different.
Other than I'm saying then they'll have a budget to actually put actors who are, can definitely portray those characters in the right way.
Yeah, but Firefly did that. I think they went from a TV show and then did a movie, and then
there's a couple of stuff. There's actually a couple like that, but the Beast Boy, like I was saying though, there's comic books where he actually does look like that, like he looks normal, so I think him, Robin seems more like he's the one that's actually in an actual suit, like an actual getup, like he has his Robin costume on. Everybody else seems like they're wearing regular clothes.
So, Jiminez, you didn't really say much. You want to get some words in?
I was waiting.
Yeah. So what?
Can I go now?
Yes, you absolutely can.
I think it all looks pretty promising. I think my
Titans
only issue with it in Titans.
Yeah, I'm talking about Titans specifically. Yeah.
It definitely looks promising, and my only issue with it so far is Starfire's here.
Right.
They claim that's only for an episode. That it's gonna look different in the series.
I think that's probably because of public backlash. Maybe they changed it because of the backlash. So too. I think they were ready to roll with it.
I mean, either way, it actually looks like it could be a good take on the whole thing. I'm really digging everything else about it, and other than me not liking Starfire's hair too much, I think the just the whole fan service element of it's pretty good. You know, like just the announcement of Titans alone is kind of a big one as far as DC series goes.
Well, this is the first attempt for them. This is the first attempt in general. Is.
Yeah, the other ones, I feel like it kind of had to make waves at first, but, you know, it ended up doing so. But I think a lot of people will actually tune into it right away, and I guess we have yet to see, you know, if it's going to be as popular or if they're going to get it right.
Well, I don't know. I know there's like loyal DC people that will just support it just to try to make sure that we get more shows and things like that. But I think it all depends on how good these shows are, you know?
Oh, without question.
Yeah.
You know, I've also heard too that, I don't know how true it is, but that the Robin's suit, like the reason why it looks like that, it's supposed to be similar, or if not the same suit that's in what was it? Was it Batman vs Superman? Where
yes,
yeah,
no,
the same suit from in there where it's like the joke's on you, Batman, or something, whatever. That the Robin suit that's in the glass or whatever.
Was it Suicide Squad?
No, it was in Batman vs Superman. He looks at the
what says on there. Yeah,
it says jokes on you.
It says on the suit.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about haha jokes on you and all that?
Yeah, like that. You know how he's looking at that suit. That the suit he has in Teen Titans is supposed to be that one, like, or that one, or similar to, or whatever. Like, it's supposed to.
But wait, isn't that a different Robin though?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
it's supposed to be similar to that one, so I'm not sure how they're gonna.
I knew something. Look at that.
That's supposed to be the second Robin, right?
Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Jason Todd, that's the name. Yeah, Carl told me that. That's where I knew that from.
Yeah, where he gets which movie was that? Which movie was that one in where they kind of show the beginning of the Joker where he's kidnapped and the Joker is like beating him with a crowbar?
Spoilers.
I know that was the animated movie.
Yeah,
right?
That's the animated one.
It's Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, Under the Red Hood. That kind of goes into that. Like,
yes, that's how Jason died. And also, potential spoilers for Titans. Skip ahead like 20 seconds, I guess. Supposedly, Jason Todd is going to be featured in Titans also.
Sweet.
Oh, so there's going to be two. So he might be Nightwing then.
Oh, no. Well, Dick will become Nightwing, but Jason Todd will be resurrected.
Okay. Well, that's actually what I was going to ask you to tie this up and end this Titan section. I was going to ask, what do you think? Does anyone have any ideas of storylines that they think they might go to? Or what do you think there? Is it going to be the whole Raven trying to control her powers thing?
I know some behind the scenes, so I probably shouldn't answer like that.
Well, if it's out there, it's not a spoiler, right? If the developer said it.
Well, if nobody looks it up, it could be. But okay. I guess for me, it's going to be what I like to see. I would like to see more of a Raven story, and I would like to see Trigon. Like, I would like to see how they would. They probably couldn't. I don't know. They probably couldn't nail how
I'll
he
say
looks,
that when I was saying, I think it looks kind of bad, but I'm still interested because I know the storylines that they're going. Yes, Jay, that's what they seem to be going with. Brother Blood.
So who's the villain gonna be?
Raven's father, Trigon, which is like who.
Oh, okay.
Which is who brings them together in the Titans. It's you probably saw him when we were playing DCU online. It's like that guy. He looks kind of like a devil with 4 eyes on his head.
Oh, yeah.
He's gigantic. Yeah. So there seem to be adapting.
Oh, we fought him on there, right?
I can't remember if we fought him, but I know we definitely saw him on there.
Slade, Robin with the whole Slade thing.
Yeah, that's
that's 2 in 1 season though. I don't know.
That seems like something they'll save for second season or something.
Yeah, so pretty much for me, it's gonna be the whole Raven with Trigon and Robin with Slade, like him.
So, do you think Batman's gonna show up? Do you think they're gonna have like some type of cameo of some type of Batman in that universe?
At all.
Maybe. Supposedly, there's gonna be some scenes where he's in Gotham, so who knows? Maybe. Like I said, there's a lot of, from what I know about the behind the scenes stuff, there's a lot of things that seem interesting, so it's enough to make me think like, okay, even if it looks a little like the budget is too low, what they're trying to do sounds interesting. So, and I'm already getting the app, so I might as well give it a try.
Well, if that's the case, then they probably could even show characters like Kid Flash. They can show the Kid Flash or Aqualad.
Oh, I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, they can pop up.
And then just go the whole Young Justice route.
Right. You know what else they can do? I didn't think about it, but they can also go into Beast Boy's background story when he was with his original team.
Yes, the Doom Patrol. They are going to do that, and that's how the spin-off is going to happen. They're going to do a Doom Patrol spin-off based off of his flashbacks, I guess.
Okay, so to wrap this up, to wrap the Titans part up, we're all going to watch that, right? We're all going to give it a shot?
I'm going to watch it, definitely. It's going to be better than Supergirl. So.
Jiminez, you're gonna watch it, I'm assuming.
I didn't understand the joke. I haven't watched Supergirl yet.
Oh my god!
But
you might be better off.
I know, man. Shit.
Just watch it.
Okay, so you're gonna watch it. You're watching Titans. Yeah, everyone's watching Titans.
I'm just gonna have to catch up on everything. But yeah, this one definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's real quick. We're gonna wrap this up with the X-Men thing because we're running mad long right now. So before we do that, though, let's give our super late shout outs. Supposed to do this halfway through, but Touchdown, Tay, as usual. Something's coming your way soon, partner.
Yep.
Johnny Adachi, thank you for listening to binging all 4 episodes at once and stuff. You said you were going to catch up and then you did it in like one day.
That's hardcore.
Thanks. Skyline, of course. Anyone else?
Pretty much it. Anybody who can stand to hear our voices. Shout out to
Adam, Jiminez.
Harris finished those shows already. God damn it.
Yeah, shout out to Harris again.
You got 3 shout outs?
Shout out to my significant other, Keisha, who's out there at work right now. But when she listens to this podcast, she's gonna hear more DC stuff than she usually does. So
that's good.
She'll be thrilled about that.
That's good. Balance. All right, so Jiminez, you go ahead and lead us into this Uncanny X-Men thing that you're excited about. And you go ahead and we'll finish the podcast with that.
Uncanny X-Men is finally coming back.
What happened to it? I don't know. So X-Men.
Well, the Uncanny X-Men has been going for quite some time. It started off with Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and from that point, it just kind of spiraled into all these different, very memorable storylines throughout the years. And much of the bulk of that was introduced in the X-Men animated series.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the hardest intro song of all time.
It's that, and it's the greatest, I would say the greatest iteration of the X-Men being brought to life.
Yeah,
I think I'd agree with that too.
X-Men. Yeah.
Better than X-Men 2?
Oh, jeez.
The movie?
Just a tad.
And everything about Uncanny X-Men was dope. The artwork was dope too. That's one of the things that caught me. I remember I was looking at a bunch of X-Men comic books, and when I just seen how they drew everything, the way it looked on the covers and stuff, I was like, man, this looks dope. And then I just picked it up and kind of got into it.
Speaking of which, there's a link I supplied to you guys if you guys checked it out at all. But I
did check out something.
There's a series called X-Men Grand Design that was just released not too long ago, and basically what that is, it's the history of the X-Men in a condensed form as being told by one of the Watchers.
Huh.
Oh, sweet.
That's interesting.
I'm trying to find this link.
I'm looking at it right now.
I didn't see it. Where is it? Where did you give it? Where'd you send it to?
It's there.
Okay, I'll have to find it later.
It's on the
Hangouts.
I googled it.
Save us.
Save us. Okay, but yeah, continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, this series, as I mentioned earlier, it's very easy to read, very condensed. It goes into pretty much every storyline thus far, although it is a new series, so there's a lot more to come.
So they're going back. They're basically going back and doing old storylines over again,
pretty much,
with new artwork and streamlined.
Yep, with new artwork that's also old. At the same
it's
time.
got a very old school look.
So with the Uncanny X-Men, are they going back to just the original 5? There were 5, right?
That has yet to be seen. There's a lot of mystery surrounding the return of the Uncanny X-Men, just because they haven't really announced the synopsis or the writers. But there are rumors circulating that Jonathan Hickman is going to be at the helm of the comic.
And why is that relevant?
Jonathan Hickman is behind the Secret Wars storyline.
Okay, so he's responsible for specific storylines.
Again, that's
learn your comics.
Probably one of the biggest rumors circulating. Another hopeful is Chris Claremont, who has the longest tenure in Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah, if you guys read comic books more like me and him, you would understand how significant these names are.
Well, why? Tell me why.
So Chris Claremont has been with the series from 1975 to 1991.
Damn.
And he's one of the creators
before I was born.
Some of their most famous characters. So he did he's the co-creator of Rogue and Psylocke.
Sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he's also written a lot of the stories that showed up in the animated series, like the Dark Phoenix saga.
Oh, for real? He did Dark Phoenix?
The Savage Lands.
Who was responsible for the whole Jean Grey and Cyclops and Wolverine love triangle?
That love triangle?
Yeah, who was responsible for writing that?
To Adam.
I don't know who started it.
Mix my facts up, so you could take this.
Yeah, I don't remember who started it.
I was asking that rhetorically. I was just sarcastically asking that.
But there's an answer.
I know, but we don't know. Kind of naturally just was like, hey.
The characters controlled themselves.
Yeah, they said, hey, let's just have this love triangle, and that's that.
All right, so why are you so excited about it? In your own words, because when you first brought it up, you were really excited and you made a bunch of notes about it and stuff. So.
In your own words,
because it's the fucking X-Men.
Yeah, that's that.
Besides that, I would say because for a while it just kind of stopped and it wasn't really going anywhere. There's been a lot of other one shots and little storylines that were done.
I found out what one shot meant a couple episodes ago. I know what that means now.
But yeah, I mean, and I guess another thing that I'm excited about is the whole mystery that's surrounding it. Even though it's not very far off, there's a tentative date of November. But
these again.
Back on Chris Claremont, he's going to be working on a one-shot that's part of the X-Men Black series. Adam, have you heard of this?
No, is that like the whole X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue and all that stuff?
No,
yeah, it's somewhere along those lines.
Those are ending, though. That's why they're going to use the Uncanny X-Men is going to be the new flagship. But I was looking into that before, too, the X-Men Black. I was thinking about...
who's going to be... Did they announce the team already, or...?
It's going to be a team of a few different writers. Mariko, who does X-23, is going to be doing one of those stories. Again, Chris Claremont is going to be doing Magneto #1.
Yeah, I see that right here.
Yeah, X-23 is the girl from the Wolverine movie.
The
Greg.
Logan. That was Logan.
Oh, okay.
That they did like his daughter, but she wasn't originally his daughter or nothing like that. That's what I'm saying. So when they went that way, it was like, okay.
Wait, was she his daughter in the movie?
Yeah, that was his daughter.
No.
Right? Or wasn't she? Yeah, but still, I guess they were trying to portray it almost like he had to be like a father figure to her or something.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, that they did.
It was like his daughter, but she was not like that, And I don't think she was as young in the comics either.
Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah, the digital thing, or are you gonna get the Uncanny X-Men like on do you prefer the actual comics?
For that, I would prefer the actual comics, because I've been getting a lot of pretty nice back issues going on. I got a few key issues, but if I'm gonna jump into one series, it would definitely be that one.
I just feel like people could probably save a lot of money with that. I'm thinking because if you get issue after issue after, it's just gonna
but there's a difference between having it on your phone or just having we had this physical thing. Yeah, if you want to collect it, then go buy it. If you're gonna just read it but you don't know if you want to have an actual physical copy, then I say read the digital.
Some things you just have to own. You know what I'm saying? Like when we was talking about the Switch, and I was like, I got Zelda, and that's the only game I actually own. Some stuff you just have to have. So, probably the first issue of the Uncanny X-Men, maybe I might actually go buy them, just so I can have it.
All right, so anything anyone wants to add? I think we should go through this. I think we should burn through this list real quick before we end.
Let me just go through some quick things
that were announced at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, since we were talking about comics, Grant Morrison was announced for Green Lantern comics. Grant Morrison's another big name comic book writer. You guys probably don't know. He wrote for X-Men too. DC announced their Black Label, which is they're kind of like Elseworld comics and stuff, but they're more mature.
I'm excited for those.
If you look at the trailer I linked in the notes and stuff, there's some really dope artwork on some of these books.
Some of the stories are actually interesting. They're gonna have I got some of the names of some of the books coming out.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have Batman Last Night on Earth, and it's gonna be this. They were talking about something kind of like a Mad Max type of thing with Batman.
It's like they're big artists and writers and teaming up to make mature stories. So it seems like it'll be really good, or it has the potential to be really good.
Yeah, I think so, because even in that Batman Last Night on Earth, like they were saying Mad Max, but he's gonna have the severed head of Joker in a box with him.
Jeez.
So so it's gonna be crazy. They're writing all these crazy ones.
Already spoiling stuff here. Hasn't even read yet.
Oh well, but that's what it is. And then you got Batman Damned, which is gonna be a story where it takes place after Joker had died, and he's actually teaming up with Constantine. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
because Constantine's a good character. And then another one. Just there's 6 total, but another one is a Wonder Woman Historia, and that's supposed to be where it actually goes from the origin of her mother and how she becomes queen, and then into how Wonder Woman comes to be up until she meets what the hell's his name?
Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor, yeah. So that one's gonna be interesting too, but I'm really excited for that series.
Yeah, so some cool ones. They announced a bunch of Star Wars comics. I know Harris is probably looking out for that. What else? Oh, and they announced all the DC animated movies that are coming out for 2019. They're gonna do Batman Hush. They're gonna do Reign of the Superman. They're gonna do Justice League versus the Fatal Five, and they're gonna do Wonder Woman Bloodlines.
Sweet.
I'm excited for Batman.
Yeah,
Hush.
me too.
That's gonna be a good one.
Anything else?
Some things that are not as comic book related, but also showed up at Comic-Con was the TV show Night Flyers. I think I'm the only one that kind of knows about this. This is made by George R.R. Martin. I told you about it, Greg. It's like a sci-fi show that's gonna be a horror show, kind of. They're like trapped on a spaceship or something, but it's written by George R.R. Martin, so it seems like it's gonna be really dope.
You had me at Red Wedding.
And they're also making a show called Deadly Class that looks like, that Japanese film Battle Royale? Jiminez? Yeah. Yes. It looks kind of like a television series Battle Royale. So it could be interesting. Another thing on Sci-Fi. And Sci-Fi has been doing pretty good shows lately. They came back.
So I hear.
Oh yeah, if you're not watching The Expanse, go watch The Expanse. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah,
people?
You're bugging. You need to go watch it right now.
Tripping, man.
I am bugging.
Everybody that's listening to Expand. If you like space at all, if you've ever liked anything space, and also everyone needs to catch up on Expanse so we can do a damn podcast on it. So we can do a spoil cast.
You're just laying there and on your roof, looking up at the sky.
Jay, what are you talking about? That goes for you too. You ain't caught up.
That's a scene from The Expanse. You don't remember that?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I only seen a little bit of the pilot. That was it. And I didn't get to finish it.
I know Adam's shaking his head right now, just like me.
I've been BSing, but I'll get it.
Adam, did you see? Speaking of Game of Thrones, or it was mentioned earlier with George R.R. Martin, did you hear that the showrunners behind that show are going to do a Star Wars spin-off trilogy?
They're
movies?
Interesting.
Oh, I said that loud.
I said something like that last time. I didn't know if it was Walking Dead or Game of Thrones.
That's interesting, I guess.
Supposedly, it's going to be set in the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. That is interesting.
I thought
I heard about that too.
I still think Knights of the Old Republic might be the best Star Wars game and maybe best Star Wars story since the original trilogy. So
I still haven't seen any of the new 3.
I don't think you're missing much.
Yeah.
I mean,
another podcast, guys.
Just one more thing about that subject is related to the new trilogy. Episode 8, who is directed by Rian Johnson, is probably the most criticized so far.
Oh yeah.
But he's also set to do a set of spin-offs as well.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't have much faith in that guy.
Yeah.
Are
you guys gonna let me end this podcast, or what? Are we just gonna go 3 hours?
Speaking of Star Wars, the Star Wars Clone Wars is coming back. People can watch that.
Guys, you guys end it when you're ready to end it. Just let me know, okay?
Billy D's coming back.
All right, we are done. We're done.
We're done.
We are done. Let's end this shit already.
Yeah, let's cut it.
One more thing. No, I'm ready. Let's go.
See you next week.
Peace.
Wait. Actually, I'm getting married next week, so I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to. Yeah, it might be a no episode next week, or it might be a no me and Jiminez might host. Who knows? We'll see.
I don't think she'll care if you record on your wedding night.
Baby, I'll be right there. Just give me 2 hours.
just multitask.
Let me ask her, babe. Can I record my podcast on our wedding day?
The silence.
She looked at me and just looked back.
Volumes.
Yeah. Anyway, so next time you hear from me, I'll be a married man.
Oh snap!
Congratulations!
You'll see all the
Mrs.
You'll hear all the happiness drained from my voice, and I'll just be like, "Yeah, guys, welcome to No I Found Kandor." Yeah. I'm joking. All right, see you.
All right, peace out.
Bye bye.
Until next time.